Well, Justin Trudeau spoke to the party faithful for their Christmas party. I guess people were coming in from all over the country and that he couldn't avoid it, but I think he just needed the ego boost. The derangement that come across his face, though, is something worth watching. Welcome to the Canadian Shield. My name is Sterling. I'm your host. Well, Justin Trudeau decided that he was going to make an appearance at the Christmas party for the Liberal staffers and people who work in all of the constituency offices. And of course, this is the same day that he, gave yet another profile for the cabinet to doubled up again now. Dominic LeBlanc in this case, and Chrystia Freeland was resigning, and how they refused to speak about the fall economic statement and all of the things that they did that were pretty underhanded and pretty greasy. So then he comes to these party faithful, and you can just see the glee in his face. And it's important for you to see it because I want you to understand this is the kind of personality that you're dealing with. He doesn't care what's going on with you. He only wants the adulation. Remember, before he was prime minister and before he was part of the Liberal Party, he was simply just a nobody. And that's a hard road to hoe for a guy with this level of narcissism. You can just see it. So I kept a few clips, and then there'll be one at the end that I want to point out to you the level of out of touch that this guy is.
Brenda. Hello, everyone. Y a-t-il des libéraux dans la salle? Thank you all. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm so happy to see you guys. I love this country.
So if that wasn't bad enough, then he went on to a little tirade in French where he would only speak French, which of course is something the Liberal Party is doing right now. They don't want to speak any English because they know that the English people are listening to them. And the French people are only listening to the Bloc, but they still own a considerable amount of the French media. Let's leave aside the glee that was running over his face. Let's leave aside how he just thinks that everybody should be there to worship him, that he doesn't care what's going on with his caucus. He doesn't care what's going on with his cabinet. He doesn't care what's going on with the country. He just wants people to clap and cheer his name because that is why you will hear experts call him a narcissist. You can see it written on his face. Then he goes ahead and says this to Toronto.
All right, and I just spoke French for a solid stretch there. Stay with us, Toronto. You can look up the translation online tomorrow.
Now, the level of lack of comprehension there is ridiculous. Do you know how many languages they speak in the city of Toronto? But this is some old, antiquated notion back when Quebec spoke French and when Toronto spoke English. Right, this is long ago. This is the kind of separatist dialogue that you hear coming out of the very xenophobic Quebec. Right, because don't forget, in Quebec, speaking any other language but French is against the law. It's not constitutional, but they don't care. They just want your money. They don't want your language. They don't want any of your culture. They just want your money, which is remarkably similar to Justin Trudeau if you take a look at it. But you can find every language on Earth in Toronto. You can't run around mocking people's languages like this. And then on top of it, you'll be able to look up the dialogue. He doesn't even want to disdain to tell him what he said in English, right? Because he's afraid that the English media will pick it up and make fun of him for it. This is supposed to be the leader of the country, and he thinks that by making fun of Toronto, he's going to endear Quebec, but he doesn't care about alienating Toronto. And then when they lose all their seats in Southern Ontario, he'll say, well, what happened? I don't understand. This guy is losing control, and he's only held together by some laws that we have yet to enact. If we were in Australia or Britain or any of a dozen Commonwealth countries, he would have been able to be removed by now. And I think that one of the things that the second or the third thing that we need to be doing is drafting legislation to get this, to make sure that this problem never happens again. Never, ever, 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 ever again. I mean, he's only one pen stroke away from putting us into a military dictatorship like some sort of banana republic. All right. I just wanted to show you the lunacy that was written on his face. And if you know what you're looking at there, what you see there is an unhealthy human being who only wants people to cheer his name, and he doesn't want any of the responsibility for any of the hardships that he's causing. And you can see now how he ended up in this position. This is the guy that's running the show. All right, I'm going to wrap here. I would encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with all of your socials. I will talk to you next time.